Hello, everybody. Hello, it's Matthew Street. Welcome to my channel. As always, I truly appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And folks, finally, I am able to give you my official review of the brand new John Lennon Mind Games release. Yes, the Ultimate Collection, the deluxe box set of 6 CDs and 2 Blu-rays, whatever, DVD Blu-rays, whatever you call them. I don't care about those. But anyway, folks, I'm here to do it. And I haven't been around for a while because I've had stuff to do in my personal life, and then I took sick, and I'm still getting over a cold, so my throat's a little gone, and I had, you've had bad colds, right? You know what I'm talking about, stuffiness, sinus congestion, post-nasal drip, it stinks, okay? But I'm on the downside of that now, so I want to get this review out to you. Finally got it, folks. Happy to have it, and I'm going to tell you all about it. I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly about this set. Now, when I say that, folks, there's no real like horrible bad or terrible ugly, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got to come up with a title and I got to grab your attention. So, yep, I'm doing the good, bad, and ugly, and I guess the bad and the ugly will kind of be officially called the meh, that. So, anyway, came out July 12th. 2024, just yesterday. What do you know? And I've been through it twice already, folks. Yes, I've been burning the midnight oil, man, to get my review in on this. I've been listening on Spotify, and then when the CDs and set came in yesterday, I got into that. I dove into the packaging, really got into it. Now, depending where you go, you can get a pretty good deal on this set, folks. If you go to places like Deep Discount or Import CDs or one of those, you can get this thing anywhere from like 85 to like 155 bucks. I mean, it's in that range somewhere, depending where you go. So you should be able to get a good deal if you want the big box set. But to be honest with you folks, not everybody's going to want this big box set, because if I wasn't a mega John Lennon fan and collecting all these sets, all these deluxe box sets, I kind of don't think I would get these anymore, honestly, because this one's nice to have. It's going to go in my collection, but I just think it's, now that I've listened to it and heard it, I probably could have done just as well and saved a heck of a lot of money if I just got either the album set or the 2 CD set with the remix and the, the outtakes. I probably would have been happy with that and would probably listen to that more often, because I don't think I'm going to listen to a lot of these CDs that much, folks. But I'm a fan. And that's going to be one of the goods I'm going to say is the packaging. The packaging is very uniform on all these John Lennon deluxe sets. So it looks good on the shelf. It fits in with all the other box sets. So I'm happy to have it. But honestly, if you're only a casual fan, you might not want to waste your money on this, folks. You might just want to go with the 2 CD set, and I think you'll be very perfectly happy with that, okay? So I got mine here, 6 CDs. And the 2 Blu-rays, here's the 2 Blu-ray audio thing, and the 6 CDs, there you go, show you quick, all right? I'm not going to do a whole opening. You've seen it all before. The people out there that got their early bird specials and got stuff, there's been tons of unboxings and showings with ultraviolet lights and everything. I'm not going to be doing all that because you've seen it all before, but I have mine. Here it is right here. And so as we go into the packaging, let me say the packaging, or the good, I should say. The good is the packaging. Very good. The book, absolutely beautiful, stunning, bound so well. The materials, high quality. The design on all these Lennon deluxe box sets, fabulous. The look, has a nice look to it, nice styling to it. The photos and the information provided inside, especially in the book. And again, I can't go through the whole book, but it's so well done, folks. It's just a well done book. It's just beautifully done. High quality. Unbelievable. High end. Top-notch stuff, okay? 136-page book is absolutely beautiful. Now, you get a Utopian ID card. Okay, thank you. We can do a puzzle on it. Thank you. No thanks. You get 2 nice little postcards. Okay, they'll go back in, look at them once every 2 years or so. And then I'll get a little poster, 10-inch ×3 poster. All right, very cute, nice. Okay. Nice to have, but I'm gonna take it out and open it and gaze at it. I got a couple of John Lennon things up on my wall already. I don't need that up on my wall. But anyway, okay, nice to have. If you get this set, you get the packaging. Very well done. So that's a good, bad, and ugly. That's a good. Now, another thing I'll say is good is I like the album personally. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Mind Games. I get it. I totally understand. But for me, as I told you in the last couple of videos, sentimental favorite for me. When I was a kid, since 12 years old, I've liked Mind Games. I liked AM pop singles when I was a kid. I had my albums, my solo Beatles, my Beatles. I had some Elvis, Kinks. I had all my 60s and early 70s pop stuff that I loved, rock and roll. Is this the best John Lennon album? No, it's not. It's definitely not one of the best Beatles solo albums. Definitely not one of the best albums in 1973. I'm admitting all that, folks. But for me, Matthew Street, I like it. It's a good little pop album for that 12-year-old boy who got into the Mind Game single as a kid. I like the album. I like a lot of the songs. I've always liked Intuition. I've always liked Tight As. I've always liked Meat City. Asuma Sen, I'm Sorry, I've always liked. Out of the Blue, I've always liked. I Know, I've always liked. And there's a couple of clunkers on it, but I mean, I've always liked those songs from when I was very young. I had my little, as I told you, a little cassette of this album. Had my little Panasonic carry-along cassette player with a little speaker in it. So I didn't care if the mix was horrible. The original mix was kind of horrible. It was muddied. It was muddled. It was, you listen to that mix now on a beautiful stereo in modern age, and the mix is horrible. And let's be honest. But back then, I didn't know that. I just liked it and thought it was good. Now, in 2002, they did a big remix of it, and that was a big improvement of the original mix. And now, I'm here to say, we're still in the good, this is even better. I like the new 2024 mix. John is up front more. He's clarity of his voice. The full sound is colorful. It's in your face. The excess gloss and sheen that was wrapped all over the original recording has now been peeled back. And I'm no audiophile, but I like what I hear, and I like this. And again, because I'm no audiophile, I could care less if something is missing or subdued, or if they didn't do the fade out right, or why isn't the sax as prominent there as it used to be on the original mix. I don't care about all that, folks. I could care less, okay? I like what I like, and I like the sound of this, all right? And you could say whatever you want. If you want the original mix, if you think they took some of the meat off this, or they took some of the bones off that, or they did this, or they added too much here, go back to your original mix. Go to the 2002 mix if that makes you happy, if that pleases you, okay? All right? This is a remix. It's 2024, not 2002, not 1973, 2024. This is what they've presented us, and I'm happy with it, and I like it. I like it. All right? So, all right, let me go listen. Leave me alone. Again, I'm just joking. I'm no audiophile, so I don't care about the mix, what they did or tinkered here and there. It's a new mix. I like it, okay? That's the end of the story. And you always have the other mixes. All right, so all in all, I like this. I'm happy to have it, all right? Now let's move into the bad and the ugly, but I don't really think it's bad or ugly. I had to make a title, I got to draw you in. I had to get your attention. This is the math part, just the part I'm like, just want to discuss a little with you. All right, the extras. Like the Evolution, the Elemental, the Elements mixes, the Outtakes, the Raw Studio mixes. Nice to hear them, nice to have them, but I won't listen much. I got to be honest with you, folks. I really won't. It's nice to see once or twice, to listen to them, to observe how the album developed. What was the development pattern of the album? Nice, but not going to listen that often, folks. And again, I said, if I wasn't collecting these, I'd kind of have a little bit of buyer's remorse, because I'm not going to listen to all that stuff that much. So many of these CDs are just going to sit, and then I'm never going to play them. And I've got some fan club only stuff that is much more extensive. Here, I'm only getting, 4 or 5 different versions of Intuition, and I like the song Intuition, But there's many versions of Intuition I have on fan club only stuff that's much better than some of the versions on here that I wish were on here. Oh my goodness. And some of the other songs too. So I'm happy what we got, but it's not, I've heard much more on other sources, and I'm not going to listen to those that much. The 2 audio Blu-rays, for example, where are they? Right here. 2 audio Blu-rays. Nice to have. I could care less, okay? I have a Blu-ray player too, but I'm hardly ever going to put that on. It's just not my listening habits, not my listening style to do that, okay? I just, it's not going to happen. And was this worth it, though? Although I think Mind Games is a good John Lennon album, sentimental favorite, I understand that people that don't like this album, believe me, I totally get it. I told you earlier, not the best of 73, not the best Beatles solo album, not the best John Lennon album, so I totally understand you if you don't like this album. I happen to like it. But I had to say that and preface this by saying, I think it's a good John Lennon pop album, not earth-shattering. For me, it's a good pop album, but was it worth this much effort to make a Ultimate Collection Deluxe box set? Yes, absolutely, because they're doing it for the others, and we want the entire John Lennon catalog this way. If you're going to do it for Plastic Ono Band, Imagine, and then we got the nice Give Me Some Truth set, then yeah, we want Mind Games. We want Walls and Bridges, okay? We want rock and roll done like this. We want maybe a combo Milk and Honey double fantasy done like this. And technically, yeah, even though I could care less, but we should get us sometime in New York City like this at some point too. We want John's entire solo catalog done this way. So yes, I think it was worth it. Now, I've seen many of the openings of the Super Deluxe Cube set for $1,350 plus shipping and tax. Okay, was that worth doing for this album? No, I say absolutely not. And again, let me preface this for all you people that get overly sensitive. I'm not putting anyone down that has one or got a freebie or bought one. If you want it, I never question how people spend their money or do what they want to do for enjoyment or pleasure. More power to you. However, I think it was a big waste. I've seen the unboxings of it. It's nothing like I don't have the Harrison All Things Must Pass Uber box set in the wooden crate, but at least that was elegant looking and attractive looking sitting on your shelf or on your floor or whatever you do with it. This thing that I've seen, I don't think Mind Games was worth doing it because it's big, it's clumsy, the way you open it and flaps come down, then to put it back together, you got to hold the flaps up, and it's cumbersome, it's unsightly, it's an eyesore. I'm sorry, it's not an attractive looking, oh, you can call it artwork all you want. To me, it's an eyesore. It's a hideous mess, in my opinion. It's just gross. And what you're getting with it for that amount of money is just fluff. A lot of fluff and unneeded stuff. Now, that's just me, okay? Before you all get excited, that's just me, my opinion. But if you think it's worthy and worth having as a piece of art or whatever in your collection, more power to you, I say. No criticism of you. I'm just saying for me, I think it's a mess. It's gross. I wouldn't even want it. Now, if they're going to do something nice and elegant for the Walls and Bridges album, maybe I'll be there. But I don't know. I didn't get the George Harrison one, and I thought that was an elegant, attractive piece of, collectible piece to have in your collection. And I didn't get that because of the price, obviously. But this Lennon one cannot hold a candle to the Harrison one. It just doesn't. It's just ugly, in my opinion. So I'll say maybe that's good, bad, and ugly. Maybe that's one of my uglies, okay? So now let me get out of here soon. Another thing I just want to mention in closing is that Yoko is okay with me. I've never had a problem with Yoko. I pick on all the Beatles. I make fun of myself, for goodness sake, on my channel. I pick on Yoko here and there in my little parody skits and stuff. But, she's okay with me. I even own some Yoko music and stuff. But I just find looking at this set, and then when I saw the people doing the Cube openings, a little too much Yoko in this release. Hear me out. I just think that since when was Mind Games a John and Yoko album? I thought it was a John Lennon album. And yeah, there was some flashes of Yoko, around that time when he was recording it with Newtopia, and we're announcing Newtopia. But it was a John Lennon album, and I don't remember this much Yoko coverage when the album was originally released. I mean, they're almost making Mind Games out now to be like it's like double fantasy, like it was a John and Yoko thing, that they conceived it. And I mean, she was on the original cover, as you know, and she was part of certain things with Newtopia and all the promotion that was going on at the time. But now it appears that she's everywhere all over this release, especially in the Cube. If you watch people that open the Cube and all the map, and there's a map of John, but then there's a just as equal big a map as Yoko. I mean, it just really seems overdone a bit to me. And don't take this as a bad criticism, folks. I'm just an observation. Especially on the Cube. Yoko's imagery, her name, her presence, she's on almost everything. I mean, you use the ultraviolet light, there's John. You use the light, oh, there's Yoko. It's like, I don't know. She appears everywhere on this new release. And on this, it's all over the place. Now, my question is why? I mean, why is it so much on this? Some mention and showing of Yoko is fine. She's obviously John's wife at the time and part of his life and, putting out releases. But it just seems like this is just my opinion, like they're trying to rewrite history or something this time. Like they're trying to push forward this agenda going forward with all these releases that Yoko was standing head and shoulders right there with John. And I know she was to some extent, so please don't criticize me here. I'm just saying, it just seems like they're trying to push an agenda of Yoko a little more than has ever been done before. That's all I'm saying. And that will be interesting when Walls and Bridges comes out like this, because as far as I know, Yoko didn't have a lot to do with Walls and Bridges. I mean, we're going to have CDs where you take an ultraviolet light in John's face and then May Pang shows up. I don't think so. So we'll see what happens with Walls and Bridges with this thought of mine here. But I just think Yoko has been a little bit pushed forward a little bit with this release. But again, not a criticism, just an observation. That's all. See what you think. If you think it's a little too much Yoko on this Mind Games box set, especially in the Cube. But that's it, folks. That's my review. Is it worth it? Yes, it's worth it. I'm a fan. I'm happy to have it, because I'm collecting these sets, and they're very uniform. The Lennon estate has been great, keeping the size and the design and the quality is uniform, and so they look nice on the shelf together. So I'm going to continue to get these because I'm a fan. But if you're just a casual fan, you don't need this. You definitely don't need the Cube. Just get the 2 CD set or the vinyl set, and you'll probably be more than happy with that. Okay, folks, that's it. I'm out of here. I didn't want to go too long. John Lennon Mind Games. If you're a fan, yes, thumbs up. Great release. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.